listening to, watching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling sex, drugs, and skincare. Like and subscribe. Hey, welcome back to Sex, Drugs, and Skincare. I am the host, Nikki Davis Jr. I'm the lead host. You're the rhythm host.
I'm the rhythm host. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Instead of like the co-host, it's like the rhythm host.
Yeah.
I'm the person that's just in the back filling in all the stuff that you may have missed.
Exactly. That I may have missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
That's
for
pretty cool.
yeah, it's to be thorough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to make a George Thorogood joke, are you?
No, I was actually going to make a Big Lebowski
That's
joke.
good.
He's a good man.
And
thorough. Yeah.
Nice.
But let me just say up front, I'm a stand-up esthetician, a licensed comedian. Like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or just like. But better would if you could like, subscribe, and comment. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
So just hit it. I don't know where it is in relation to my finger, but just do that.
Again, you don't have to like it to tell people that you liked it.
That's true.
If you hate it, who cares? Just subscribe.
Just thumb it. Give it a thumb. Producer Alex is agreeing.
It's been shown that if you like and subscribe to something and comment and you're nice about it, your dopamine shoots up. Yep. So be nice to yourself and be nice to the computer, because one day it's going to rule you. Like it already does. Look what's in your hand right now.
You got to be nice. Oh, so you can get your dopamine hits later?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good.
And then people are like, oh my God, somebody liked your comment. And you're like, oh my God, I'm really a good commenter. And they're like,
yeah, I need this.
Yeah, exactly.
I need this, exactly.
Yeah. You make it on them. They're like, oh my God, that was great. That was such a great idea. You had to like this thing. And you're like, oh, no, it was easy to like. I love it.
You're so thorough. This is thorough of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very thorough.
With me, as always, is my co-host, Sherpa, boyfriend, set decorator, Sandro Yocolano.
Yep. I'm not licensed.
He's not licensed? No, he has
zero license.
He lost his license.
Licensure.
You lost your licensure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that a word?
I don't know.
I like it.
I think it's a word, something like that.
Like tenure, licensure.
Yeah, I think so.
Like that.
I used to always think somebody's tenure was like they've been there for 10 years. And I was like, oh, your tenure. But it has nothing to do. It's nothing to do with tenure. Nothing. It just means you've been there for longer than the person who hasn't been there the shortest.
Exactly. The shortest.
You've been here long enough to for me to say that you've been here.
I've been here for 8 months and everybody else has been here for 4. So I have tenure.
You have tenure, which is like just I've been here longer. Isn't that kind of stupid? I was here longer.
You're grandfathered in pretty much.
Oh, yeah. Which, by the way, if you come from a broken home, being grandfathered in is
it's a whole
other meaning.
Speaking of grandfathers, they are men.
Yes. Oh, what's today's topic about?
Funny you should ask, Sandro. Today's topic is 5 reasons why men have to get facials. Okay? 5 reasons.
Okay.
5 main reasons why men have to get facials.
Okay. And this is in their best interest to get facials.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys need help, and we're here to tell you why.
Okay.
And that's why we're here. So I think maybe without further ado, should we just get right into it?
There should be no more ado at all. In fact, take the ado you have and throw it over your back. I want furthermore. No, none of it.
And if you already know and you already are getting facials, this will actually help you to step up your game, and it'll give you an excuse to tell your wife to put more money into your account, into your Venmo. Right.
It does feel good to get stuff done for yourself. I've noticed that if I take care of like my car, or I take care of myself, and this took many years a couple years of medication and about the same amount of time of 4 different therapists at the same time. But
at the same time.
At the same time.
Oh, okay.
At the same time, all at once. I like to get very economical.
Yeah.
Each one is a different personality.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're all talking at the same time.
Yeah, I say the same thing to all 4 of their ears, and since they're 4 different people, there's 4 different perspectives, hopefully, and then they shoot back at me, and I go, yeah, I like that. No, I don't like that take. No, I do love my mom. I don't like that one. And then I come back and I tell them why I think they're right or wrong.
And I think it works perfectly too, because you're from an Italian family where everybody just talks as loud as they can at each other.
Right. Nothing's ever dealt with.
Nothing's dealt with.
And you continue being irrational and hot-headed your entire life.
Until
you die.
Until
Until you die. Or until you happen to just, chill out and...
someone would be like, all right, we're not mad
exactly.
anymore.
Yeah. We should be angry and be like, hey, earlier when don't even mention it. And that's as far as they ever got into it.
Oh my God.
So it's like, what there should have been said was, don't mention it. We're going to keep this inside and build resentment.
Exactly.
It's fine. We'll do this again soon, I promise.
Yeah, don't mention it until it comes up again.
yeah. Don't mention it until you're yelling in my face.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel good. It makes you have value. Was what I was gonna say was I take care of myself. I take care of whatever,
yeah.
and I feel like it adds value to it. It makes me feel good, So
Yeah, and you've really been doing that over the last 12 years, 13 years we've been together.
Yep.
Little by little, adding a little bit of this and that. To
yeah.
your...
Before I was completely. I didn't even. I was bumping into walls. I was getting into the trunk of my car trying to drive it, and then I met Nikki, and she's like, "No. Here's the door handle."
This is how it
Stop
works.
treating yourself like trash.
Yes,
pretty
just start
much.
treating yourself.
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't treat yourself like trash. Just treat yourself.
Yeah, I didn't realize how I was talking about myself.
That's true.
So,
you were talking shit about yourself quite a
Well,
bit.
I'm excited for today's topic, and I'm excited
Yeah.
for today's guest. He's a very, very funny comedian.
Very, very funny comedian.
And he has an improv background.
Mhm.
We talked before the show, so we've gotten to know each other for a couple years now. You were in the bathroom for
I
like
was.
a year
I
and
was
a half.
fixing
We
my
go
hair.
way back now.
Yeah. We go way back to the bathroom break. Yeah. But yeah, you want to take over the second half of the intro.
All right. Well,
you booked him. I like him. You booked him.
I did. All
So-
right. Well, coming to the couch, James Graves.
Hey.
Hi. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for asking me. I'm so excited.
I am excited too. We were just talking about how you were a teacher. I didn't know that.
Yes, when I'm not selling my soul on stage to make people laugh.
Yes.
I teach children.
Do you get money for your soul too? We haven't
No,
gotten,
that's not how it works.
We haven't gotten paid yet for
no.
our
You
souls.
said selling the soul.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
selling it for laughter and acceptance.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
you can also just say being happy, because that's what I've
Oh.
learned too. Sometimes when I get up there and it doesn't go well, and the audience hates me, it makes me feel good because I deserve it, and that makes me happy.
What is it about bombing that makes us like we want it more though? It's like
Oh,
it's
God.
something.
And if you have daddy and mommy issues.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, both of them.
yeah.
I always think about the girlfriend that doesn't like you, but it just makes you want her more. You're like, okay, now I want it
Yeah,
even
exactly.
more. You didn't like that one, huh? No,
Yeah. No, I can do better.
I'm going to push you into a wall and
I know,
give you
I can
this
make
one.
myself
Oh, wait,
better
no.
for
I
that's
ate too much
different.
soup.
Yeah.
That was too full. And then, that's why I wasn't funny in bed. What are you talking about?
Well, on a teacher's salary, I
Yeah.
should ask you, no, I'm just kidding. But have you ever had a facial?
No,
No?
I actually haven't.
All right.
Mm-mm.
I'm about to
I've
tell
had-
you
my
why.
wife is like whatever, like home things, like mass things.
Yeah.
Like Christmas morning, like you're gonna wear this while I make breakfast.
That's what
and-
she tells you.
Yeah, because I it's kind of weird that I'm on here because I don't take care of my skin at all except for soap and water.
That's kind
So
of common. That's
what I
very
do, yeah.
common.
So when I told my wife this is what the podcast I was on, she goes, "But why you?
That's really
you don't do
funny.
anything." I was like, "Maybe that's why."
That's That's the whole point. Well, as I bring up these 5 things, feel free to interject if you have any commentary on it. But shall we start?
We shall.
Yeah.
All right. Reason
Yeah.
number 1 men should have a facial is, first of all, for acne and oil control, because men produce way more sebum. And I know what you're thinking. Sebum comes out of your no. Sebum comes out of your pores, Sandro.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was some, like a really, really dirty act done over at the docks
Yeah.
with like
Sebum?
with like a homeless guy, C-bum.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A sebum.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And also when you come in for a facial, I'll give you extractions. One will have extractions. Have you heard of extractions before?
No.
So what you do?
Remember when I said I knew nothing?
Yes.
So you just have to treat me like I know nothing.
Oh, so we circle back to that.
Yeah. So all the terminology I don't know.
Okay, so if you were having a facial right now, I would steam you for probably a good 10, 15 minutes. I would go in and I would...
Steam you with is like putting steam on your face for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open up your.
What other steaming could there be?
Well, who knows? I mean, again,
Like a Roman bathhouse.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what I
Oh,
think
okay,
of.
yeah, I have a Roman bathhouse in my apartment. so-
okay, good. Now that we have that figured out.
Okay. Okay.
So I will empty your pores very carefully. I wear gloves, and then it's the stuff that you would probably want to do on your own in a mirror, but it's not really good to do that. So a lot of guys do it. You don't look like you do. You have pretty tight looking pores. Your pores are tight.
I feel like that's a compliment.
It is.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know something happened to my dad once. I've been afraid to pop or blackheads or pimples because one time my dad, he had a pimple right here or a blackhead and he popped it and it must have went under his skin and it swelled up. He looked like a lion. It was like this big.
It's like an abscess or something.
Yeah, it was I was like, I'm never doing that.
Wow. That was a good way to learn.
Yeah.
My dad's in the Elephant Man coming this summer.
Yeah, Dad, do you believe in unicorns? Oh, okay. Well,
okay, so facials, basically we cleanse your skin, and it does help regulate the oil production in your skin. But you don't want to do too many extractions because your skin will actually then compensate and keep producing more oil. Like an ex-boyfriend I used to have that would go into the bathroom and squeeze his pores for 25 minutes.
Ooh.
And his pores were like, he was Italian, his pores were like this big. And it was because of that. He was just constantly, this was the era.
so he was trying to make them smaller by squeezing them to make them
out,
bigger.
but he was just making them worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't do that.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. So reason number 2, better shaving and beard health.
Oh, okay. Now I feel like you purposely put this toward the top for me.
It does say,
okay.
See James Graves.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Is that okay? But how does that help? I mean, so what does that do?
Because you're exfoliating the top layer of your dead skin, the epidermis. So when the dead skin mixes with the dirt and oil, it will, it can create a pimple, and B, if you're not getting rid of that dead skin, you're going to get an ingrown hair a lot of times. Do you ever get ingrowns?
Yes, sometimes.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
And how do you get them out?
I just let time.
Yeah.
It's actually better.
I like that. I was going to say, ask politely.
Yeah.
But yours is better. Time is just...
Please, just look in the mirror. Please come out.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, well, eventually your skin will, that layer of skin will come to the surface and your hair will just finally
Well,
poke out.
I guess the one thing, I mean, even when I was a teenager, that would be the one thing I would do if I had a pimple or something, like put a hot towel on it.
Okay.
And then just let it kind of
like the head come to it and then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you're doing it with something that's I have to make sure that everybody knows this. If you're going to pop a pimple, do what he said, do what James said, but make sure that whatever you're popping it with is not your finger that's dirty, or something sterile, and you want to go in from the side and not go down, because if you're going down, you're going to pop the pore, which is already compromised. That's why it's red, and it's going to go into the pore and then spread to the pores around it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it scars.
So I've been doing this all wrong.
Yeah, now you know. Now you know. If you're doing needle drugs, you don't want to use the same needle to pop your pimples. Like if you're doing a round of heroin or something.
I was going to say it's needlepoint, but okay.
Needlepoint. Oh, needlepoint's even better.
Are heroin addicts big on skincare?
And needlepoint.
And needlepoint.
Yeah. And needlepoint. They love crocheting in their downtime.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, they're just...
If I'm not poking me, I'm poking the fabric.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to poke something with a needle. Exactly. All
I'm
right.
threading this in something.
Oh my God. Okay. And so it's also the stimulation is going to make your beard grow more if that's what you're into.
Oh.
But so then mainly it's, if you have a beard though, so it would mostly be the steam, because what else can you do for around the facial hair portion?
I would go around your,
okay.
Yeah, I'd go around your facial for the most part. I can massage where your beard is if it doesn't bother you, and I can massage the skin, and that produces more collagen, which we'll get to that one.
I'm already sold. Like, I know. I don't even know if I need the other three reasons. Like,
thanks
when
for
do I
tuning
schedule?
in, you guys. We'll be back next Wednesday. All right. So anti-aging and skin longevity, which is very important, especially
How can I make
our
my skin
business.
long?
I've been trying to make my skin longer for years.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you?
None of it works.
No, make it
None of it works.
all right. So sun damage and premature wrinkles you can get from just not
it.
taking care of your skin. Like I said, facials boost the collagen by, but stimulating it. It stimulates collagen and elastin in your skin.
Okay.
So just moving it around kind of makes it look younger. And you've seen those guys who neglect their skin and they look like shit, and they
Yeah.
But then there's also guys that neglect their skin and look fabulous. So, it just depends on, a lot of it's genetic, honestly.
I think so. But I think you can definitely help yourself by agreeing with you.
That's a really good point.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Good,
I
right?
like this guy.
Yeah. Occasionally I do too.
Yeah.
Right after couples counseling.
Yeah. That's a good time to like each other.
Right afterwards?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Reason number 4. This is just sort of an emotional thing, but stress relief and what Sandra was referring to, your own self-care, right? So it's not just vanity. You're actually relaxing.
Yeah.
And then you're also making yourself feel better because you're treating yourself to that. You know, you're pampering yourself, which you deserve.
I believe in that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that you did before I moved on to the next reason why.
Well, I think anyone wants to take care of themselves a little bit. But it's hard as a guy, like it's not the first thing I think of taking care of myself is like
You're not
a facial
taught
of my
that.
skin.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, none of that. If I have dry skin, I would never consider to like. It's like, man, my elbows look like my shoe treads. You know, like it's super all just like all gnarly, whatever. I never thought to put lotion on them, and
No.
now I do it
Until
you, and you're like, your elbows hurt me. Why are you elbowing me in the face? And you're like, if you have to continue to
like
elbow
a
me in the
rash with
face,
his
at
elbow?
least have
You're
soft
really
elbow.
into that.
Alex is rolling his eyes, by the way. I just wanted to
What's
let you- your elbow to the face.
Oh, well, because Alex told me I shouldn't do it. And Alex, I'm a purist, man. I elbow, okay? I elbow to
You're
the
really
face.
into that elbow play.
Yeah, I love it.
Elbow play. I love
Elbow
that.
play, yeah.
EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to call them elbow and arrows. But that's like if you're Spanish.
Well, I thought it was elbone.
Elbone, yeah, the elbone.
yeah.
That's like the laughing bone.
But then also elbone.
Like the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elbone.
Well, that one needs to be moisturized for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you've taken care of that already, right?
Yeah, you can't have an ashy helmet.
Back to you,
What?
James.
James, as you were saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to over lotion down there though.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What happens if you over lotion?
Well, you
it?
can't. Well, because then it can get. Well, one, it gets like residue, and
Yeah.
then you don't want that chemicals. Like if
Exactly.
if you're with your lady friend,
He doesn't
Well,
want to say it because he's a gentleman. You
Yeah.
get too much sebum.
yeah,
You do actually
the sebum's
get-
out of control.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that is that what they call? And we can edit this out, but or at least I can beep it out. Duck butter is that a bad thing to talk about?
Oh, I don't know about that. That's
Isn't that the
interesting.
stuff that's like under your testicles or something?
Oh, you
Am I making that up?
I've never had it, so I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
There
what that
is-
Nobody
at all.
there is definitely a clinical name for it.
All the men in this room are denying that they've
but
never had.
I've
such a
never
thing.
had
Maybe
I've never,
dirty men that live under the streets. Under
Probably, yeah.
Are there men that live under the streets?
are under
Mole
highway
people.
passes?
I'm
Yeah,
not
and the
gonna-
mole people.
Oh, and the
mole
mole
people?
people, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't let you get away with anything, by the way. It's ingrained in our relationship. We don't let anything pass.
No, we definitely need to like just chill out a bit. But we won't.
When we're in a fight, it's good to do that, though.
Yeah, that's good. You keep things light, you know. keeps
Or
things down.
what's your other favorite thing? He'll go.
Oh, in the middle of an argument, I'll just turn over and I'll just go, we'll be right back. I'll just like look at the wall or something. Just to try
It works
to keep
every
it out of
time.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then also by getting a facial, you're relieving stress. You're not releasing anything on my table.
No.
But it's gonna lower the cortisol in your body because do you know about cortisol?
Remember the beginning? No, nothing.
Okay, well, cortisol is more of a body thing.
Okay.
So like people get cortisol.
I don't take care of my
phase.
body either.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you're prime.
I'm married.
candidate.
I'm a dad. I'm a teacher. When I'm telling jokes, I have no time to care about this.
So you're filled with cortisol, though. It sounds like if you have kids and a wife and you're teaching, and yeah, so like because it's stress. Stress induces a hormone in your body that's called cortisol.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a lot of that.
Yeah.
I got it by the bucket.
Yeah.
You should have just said it that way.
I'm sorry, I should have led with that.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4 kids.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
I had no idea.
Yeah, 4
You
kids.
look like a very young man.
I
for
was
having 4
just going to
kids.
say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you don't look as stressed
you.
out as a person with 4 kids would normally look.
I usually ignore them.
That's good.
That's
dude,
the key.
your skin looks great, so keep doing what you're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, ignore
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. That's what makes you who you are, though. You're a very
Oh,
chill guy.
Yeah. I know. I love my kids. They're great.
Although you could be in one of the categories of people that seem like a cool guy,
Mm-hmm.
but when they're out into another place, it all comes rushing out.
I am a
Yeah.
Gemini, so there are 2 sides.
Yeah.
People like to
Oh,
point that
yeah.
out all the time.
Okay.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a Sagittarius, so people have called me a horse's ass many times. And
I'd like to shoot you with an arrow as well.
absolutely, yeah. I shoot myself in my own hoof very often.
Was that number 4 already?
I lost. I don't know how to count.
All right. Well, let's go to the next one. We did that one.
Okay,
Oh,
wait a second. Let's go back to this one for just 1 second.
Sure, number 4.
You said normalize it.
Oh,
So you mentioned earlier, and I want to ask this question
yeah.
because guys don't know typically, like, if you go into a place to get it done, right? It's going to cost money because that's just what it does.
Right.
When you pay for art, that's what you do. And did you like that? Was that good?
Well, I am an artiste.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm listening.
Thank you.
By the way, I'm an esthetician. I don't know if you need that.
I've watched some episodes.
You did?
I listened.
Are you subscribed? Okay, you paused.
And I liked it. I liked it
And-
because I liked it.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure on us. You should don't tell us you really like us.
I was going to say
I
sincerity.
could watch more and maybe change my mind. But
Yeah.
But that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't go too
it
far.
was a quick response.
Yeah.
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 You got it loaded in the chamber, just in case. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say, guys don't know typically like what to go look for. Like, I would say maybe like I wouldn't know. So if somebody goes into I'm the same thing with cars. Like I know enough, but if somebody says I need a piston shearing, I'll be like, oh my god, shear the pistons. What's that gonna cost? They're like, oh, it runs about $1,500. And I'm like, oh man, now you can look online or whatever, but
All right.
still, I need to get some information. Like, how much would you typically spend, or what do you need just to get in there and just to make yourself feel like you took care of yourself, and so you don't look like just a ball of shit. I've heard people say that.
That's on my pamphlet.
I would feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
By like when you go get your car oil change, like you're saying,
Yeah.
and then they're like, you need this and this, and like I'm not a car guy, so I'm like, I guess you better do all that today because I need the car to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh my god, get to work already. Like,
Thank God I made it here. God dang, so glad I made it to the Jiffy Lube today. I didn't know I almost died.
That's what they call me, the Jiffy Lube.
do they really?
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you was like peanut butter and oil.
I don't know. It just came out, Alex. It just came out. Well, I was going to
Wait,
bring this.
James
what?
was saying something.
Oh, what?
Oh, so like how would you? I would feel overwhelmed going somewhere of like what do I need, or what's the most effective way? Because it all feels foreign to me.
Yeah.
So I think the normalizing it would be good because then I would know what to even ask for and where to even go.
If you're a man and you're walking into a spa, I would say just ask for a deep cleansing facial. It's very basic cleansing, exfoliating, extractions, a mask, maybe some massage, back of the neck, stuff like that. A lot of times, though, women underestimate men, or they get them right on the nose because men don't know which one to pick, so they call it a sports facial.
Oh, interesting.
I always thought that was so insulting to men. Like,
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I mean, yeah. I guess.
It's just like I'll sign me up for the sports facial.
Yeah.
right?
Well, they have that place where you cut your hair called Sports Clips.
They
like,
do?
why would you ever call it? It's like.
Okay, guys. I go to Sports Clips.
Do you really?
That's my place. I go.
Yeah, see?
Well, I live in Lancaster, so
Yeah.
like I don't have all the fancy places, but I go to Sports
See,
Clips. That's
well,
where
I'm
I
saying,
go.
like,
I never heard of it.
My mom worked at Fantastic Sam's
Yes.
for a number of years after she had her own place, and I never once met a Sam in that place.
Dude, let alone fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was more like it was marvelous, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
Um,
I met a lot of mediocre mics, but never.
That's what they should have called it.
Yeah, mediocre mics. That's what we go to on the weekends. Open mics. Okay.
Open mics, yeah, the mediocre ones.
Yeah.
But like, you just put sports in front of anything. Like you're saying, like it makes sense. Complete Sports Clips. If you put sport in front of a car, they have sport minivans, and you're like, "What's that?" And they're like,
It's a way to sell things.
"We put letters on the car,
Yeah.
that say sport, and be like, I'll do it."
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
feels
works.
more manly.
Yeah.
A lot of times men's facials also may or may not be slightly shorter than a woman's facial, just because maybe we're not sure that you're going to want to commit a whole hour to this.
Women take longer to finish.
I've heard that.
It's
I've
very
heard that.
true.
Yeah.
Why does that sound so familiar? That sounds.
Ask your wife.
It's all about
Oh,
skincare.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, skincare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
20 to
Okay.
40
Yeah.
minutes.
So are you saying like they typically like, because men typically don't know, or they're just like, okay,
Because they don't know what.
they don't know like the facials take longer, or they're
Right.
supposed to take longer.
Yeah.
So okay, I understand.
Generally, I mean, it's changing now. More and more men are starting to get facials. I have more and more male clientele, which is nice.
And did you break out like different like scents, like, oh, like for women it's lavender and this, but when it's the guys, like, well, this is my leather collection.
Sandalwood.
Sandalwood.
Actually, yes.
I bet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, men love. I should have brought that oil.
It works.
Yeah. And it's woodsy.
There is something about like, and so much about wood. That's the reason why I really enjoy going into Home Depot. You smell the lumber the first thing, and it's
I don't even want to build anything, but I like the smell of wood.
Yeah, totally,
absolutely.
They should make a skincare line for men to just call it lumber.
Oh, see, that's good.
Okay, now you're selling me.
Right?
Okay, I'm glad we stopped at number 4, guys.
Yeah,
I feel this number 4 is the tipping point for me.
Yeah,
Before I was entertaining you, now I'm in it.
Now you're
learning.
on board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if we told you could invest in lumber right now? Like number 5 is just a pitch for lumber.
Right.
The cologne.
This was all a ploy.
Yeah.
This is where the meeting transitions.
For a mere $10,000.
This is how they get you in cults.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They promise you like familiar fragrances.
Yeah.
And then and you could get it on the ground floor
Yeah.
in lumber. Also,
If you go in there and tell someone all your dirtiest confessions, you're
yeah.
You're going to hold 2 cologne bottles instead of cans. I don't know. That's what Scientologists do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And then you have to one of them has to be inserted into your body, and you have to record it on video. And then if you say anything, they'll put that video out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like Friends, like when you had to enter
Like
any
Friends?
like when you enter into any business, you're supposed to give somebody something to blackmail you by, just in case.
Just in case.
It's a ditty party.
It's a dinner party. Yeah.
No, not a dinner party. A ditty,
a ditty party.
Oh, a ditty party.
A ditty dinner party. That's
I was going to say Diddy.
That's the next level.
Diddy
Yeah.
just called them dinner parties.
right.
Everybody else called them a ditty party. He just called them
Parties.
a get together.
Oh, okay.
And then all this illegal shit was happening. Isn't that crazy? To him,
Yeah.
it was just like a normal thing.
But has anyone thought, what if Diddy was what if he was just going to bed early and everyone else was having the party? It just was happening at
Oh
his
my
house.
God.
That's a really good point.
As a property owner, I should not he starts going in there. Dude, that's true.
My wife and I will have people over and she just sneaks off and it's like that Irish
Smart
goodbye.
lady.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just goes to bed. So she's not responsible
I
what's
like her.
happening.
Mhm.
What if Diddy's in bed by 8:30?
Oh my God.
I just thought about something. Is that why some people, not me, have issue with Irish? Because they're always just skirting responsive. They're like, I got to get out of here. And they just kind of walk away. And it's like, where the hell's McClanahan? I got to wash these dishes. Why am I washing the dishes? These are it's his kitchen, And McClanahan, I'll tell you. He's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked by the Irish.
I was just trying to figure out a way to work in the Golden Girls, but I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's perfect.
yeah,
You just did.
Rue McClanahan.
Nice.
Yeah, but it didn't work. It didn't work.
Sometimes just stating what you were going to
Yeah.
say.
I know. I'm
That's
just
good
telling you
improv.
I
about the
couldn't
joke I wanted
figure
to
out
do.
how to talk about golf, but now that we're here,
I still don't.
Who brought up golf? Was that me?
anyway,
All right. And then cortisol can also cause breakouts. It
Mhm.
can make you have stomach fat. It can make you have cortisol face.
is that why I'm fucking fat?
Well, I don't. Okay, I can't even.
I was trying not to cuss, but it felt so natural just there. I was
Well,
like,
it was the alliteration
guys,
that
do
got
I
you.
just need a facial? Is that what is why I'm the heaviest I've ever been? And,
I think
but I've never had a facial.
Maybe that's
with
it.
lymphatic drainage. I learned
Yeah.
that too.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
actually that's another good point. That wasn't one of the reasons, but just the lymphatic drainage alone, it helps to depuff. And so we're pushing the
Mm.
sort of stagnant lymph that's in the skin out, down, and into your lymph nodes where it's supposed to go. And then a lot of times the wrinkles will look less, your jowls will look less jowly. All of it. Yeah.
You said jolly, but I heard jolly.
Yeah.
Is that because I'm kind of a young Santa Claus right now?
I think, however,
I
it
can't
sounds
not see
good to
that.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that jowls can be jolly.
That's
You
true.
can have jolly
Jolly
jollies.
jowls?
Yeah, totally. Sometimes, because I know for me, like when I even if I lose some weight, I still will have what's called no separation between my right over here.
I'm gonna
It
help
just
you with
looks
that.
like one.
Yeah, I'm
solid-
gonna help you with that.
Like if you don't believe in geometry and angles, look at my
No,
face.
no.
Like it just
all
does
you,
that.
all you have
Yeah.
to do is put the tongue to the roof of your mouth
Mhm.
and see the difference. Well, you have a beard, and you kind of have one.
And
too.
that's why I have a beard. Because if I don't have a beard, this looks like a can of busted biscuits. It's like that's,
Dude.
this is to give myself a face.
Yeah. I
But
like it.
that sounds like something I would want to put my head against. So you know what I mean? If you had like a can of busted biscuits, is also,
You just
Oh, yeah.
described me and my wife's first date. That's
Yeah, that's
like
Aw,
right there.
That's so nice.
see, you were there for each other.
Yep.
Busted biscuits,
Busted
man.
biscuits.
But-
Name of your comedy album.
That's her bedroom name for me.
That's not a bad name. I mean,
Right?
that's hilarious.
Whenever you're ready to bust it, Just do it. Okay.
Biscuits, come here.
Yeah. All right. The last one is kind of I don't know if it's confidence boost, because when we kind of talked about that, but when your skin, not just taking care of yourself, but when your skin looks better, you're gonna feel better.
I like how confidence boost was the one you sounded the least confident saying.
That's really that's hilarious.
I guess
Maybe.
confidence boost.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
I feel like it could have ended on a bigger crescendo, but it did not.
As far as being like one of the 5 reasons men should, or it's in best interest to get facial or take care of the skin is because of the confidence boost.
Right.
That could have been number 1.
I feel like it could have been number 1 because it wasn't like a physical thing.
Right. And then number 5 could have been like, you have, taking money out of your wallet. Sometimes it's too heavy. So just get rid of it.
I see why. I think I see why you'd have it number 5 though, because that's what you're leaving with. Like that's the long, one of the
That's true.
long-term effects,
right?
That you would want. I can see why it'd be number 5.
And first impressions when you're meeting someone in a business meeting or in an interview or even dating, things like that. Like your first impression, if somebody's looking at your face and you look busted,
Busted biscuits.
If somebody looks at you and they call you puffy and you're not Diddy, then it's probably you have a puffy face. You know what I'm saying? So you have puffy face, which is just sex trafficking.
I told you that story before the cameras rolled. I didn't know you were going to share it.
Well, here's the thing: no one was gonna know, but now they know because you implicated yourself.
Don't say those 2 words together again, because I'm probably going to have to bleep it now.
What did I say?
The S and T words together, because YouTube's pretty. They're pretty on
sensual trafficking.
Yes, it's that.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Turtles.
Soft turtles.
Thank you.
Yes.
I said it wrong. I don't know French that well.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I love this town.
Is that? Are they
They're
doing
in another
facials
podcast.
in the next room?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just watched the
so.
2. I don't know if they were trans, if they were super tall.
They were super.
Or if they were in a 60s band.
They were beautiful people in beautiful
they were.
dresses.
I couldn't see their faces. I just saw the outfits.
I was into it, whatever it was.
I was too.
Yeah.
We all just went like, whoa.
I was like, if that's where the facials are happening, I'm going to go after this. Like, that would make sense. If I could
Confidence
just walk
boost.
to a few steps from this meeting right now to get a facial.
Yeah.
That would,
totally.
I would do it. Yeah.
Convenience for guys, I think. And also,
absolutely.
and also like,
Time.
you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on this kind of stuff too. You can get like the basics and take care of yourself at home, but going out to do it, do a little research, and then you can know what to get or not. Typically like if what's like an hour, is it like a facial? And if you're like relaxed enough to go to sleep, they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
So, you brought up a good point. Like, so how would someone, especially since I don't know anything, how would I even know other than, of course, calling you, because you'd be my first person. But they don't know you, how would a guy find or look for like a quality person to go to? Because I'm sure there's so many places to go that are crappy. And then if you get a crap experience, then you never want to go
It'll
back.
taint it for
You could
sure.
start at like one of those corporate places like Burke Williams or something like that. And they'll just give you like a very basic European spa facial.
Okay.
Yeah. You can kind of count on them for that. They're not going to go over and above.
I think it's great that you think I know where any of these places are. Because I know, but now that you said that, I'm going to watch this later and now I'll know to look up
And
that
then when
name.
then when you drive by them, you'll be like, oh, because that's what happened to me. I was like Burke Williams.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I thought this was a paint place for the longest
Yeah,
time.
clearly,
oh my God,
It was
yes.
Sherwin-Williams.
I
instead.
get my hair done at Sports Clips. I don't know other places like this, guys.
I get my burgers. It's Sports Smash. It's a
Sports
Sports
Smash?
Smash burger. Yeah, the baseball bat.
That sounds good.
Smash it. That sounds
You
really
made
good.
me hungry.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Me too.
The biscuits and the burgers. Okay.
All right. We're going to wrap this up. So bonus segment, skincare myth or fact. I'm going to read these to you.
Okay.
The whole show could have been this. I love Myth or Fact.
Okay. Well, we're going to start. Okay. So don't look. You can't look at my notes.
I've never
Oh
looked at
man,
anything.
it's a giant screen.
I know. Yeah, just focus on Sandro.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm
Sandro.
going to say a statement. You're either going
Okay.
to say it's true or it's just total BS. All right.
Okay.
Men don't need moisturizer because their skin is oilier.
False.
Total BS.
That's
Total
right.
BS. Yeah, false.
That's a myth.
Okay.
Oily skin definitely still needs hydration because it needs to keep it regulated.
Gotcha.
All right. Shaving acts as an exfoliant, and so men don't need to exfoliate separately.
I'm gonna say myth, BS, bullshit.
It sounds so true though, because otherwise you sound like you're I mean, at least for that portion of your face.
I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna make you both right because it's half myth, half truth. It's gonna remove dead skin, which is great because girls do something called exactly.
It works. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Dermaplaning is what women do, but you guys are actually shaving. But you are getting the dead skin around this area, but not so much maybe around here because you're not shaving your forehead unless you have hirsutism or whatever.
Well,
it's called.
I mean, you haven't met my in-laws, so where I come from, my people.
My people. All right, using bar soap on your face is okay.
I don't. That's
No, it's disgusting.
it's
Okay.
disgusting. I didn't even give James.
It's because. Is it because the last thing someone else washed and then the first thing I'm washing?
Wow,
That's another move.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
It's not self-cleaning, those soap bars.
No, they certainly are not.
No,
I'm a gel fan. I mean, I'm a sports clubs guy, but I mean, I'm not a monster. I use bath gel.
Okay, so bar soap, as you can imagine, it's gonna make your skin so dry, like that squeaky, and it takes up all the natural oils, and it leaves it in a different weird. It takes the moisture barrier off your skin, which you don't want because it takes a while for it to get back. All right, men's skin is different from women's, so they need different products.
I would think that's true.
That makes sense.
Yes, men's skin is generally oilier and thicker, so there are certain things that are going to work better for a man's skin. Okay. And you can ask your local esthetician.
That's why I've never taken insults because I have thick skin.
And you don't want to ruin that.
You don't want to ruin it.
No, because it'll thin it out.
All right. Drinking more water alone is going to clear up your skin.
Alone, no. I think it helps, but not alone.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it helps. Same thing. Yeah.
But yeah, hydration definitely helps. And most of the men I know are completely dehydrated.
You have some good hints in the phrasings of these questions. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I feel like you're telling me in between the lines.
Yes. I'm trying to get it into your brain.
It's like doing like the at home driving course. It's like the answers are in the question, bro.
Is that true?
They're so easy, man.
So easy.
Why did I fail 3 times?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, that was actual driving test.
Yeah.
All right. So,
should I ask James the question?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for coming.
That's a good move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. This was fun. This was super exciting.
Fantastic. This is one of our first of the shorter episodes that we're doing.
I'm glad I was the first to be like, we don't need to talk to him that long.
I thought you were going to say I'm glad because I didn't really want to be here at all.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay, good.
But
now?
And now I'm going to ask you a serious question. Where do people find you on social media?
Okay. So I'm on Instagram and it's James Graves Comedy. So at James Graves Comedy on Instagram.
Okay.
And that's
GRAVES.
VES, yeah.
Yep.
All righty. Well, thank you again for being here. I hope to see you soon on a show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
I like this episode. It was condensed, but there was a lot of good. We put all the energy into
punch.
that.
Yeah, but you guys are talking more, so it's making it, now you're elongating it.
Exactly. Okay, so shut up.
Shut up. Okay. All right. So this is going to be at Wednesday at 3 a.m. and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Anyways, so let's talk a little more.
Okay. Oh, good.